Hello. How's everyone? How are you? One second. Let me check if I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. Let me check. One, two, three. Right, I'm live. All right, guys, welcome back to my usual it's a weekly live session that happens on YouTube and my Facebook page. So yeah, this is the first time you see me. Welcome to my universe. My name is Jason. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a meta ads optimization strategist. So what I do is I work with brands who advertise on Facebook and Instagram to get better results with their Facebook ads campaign, meaning if you have been getting good results and you want to take it to the next level to scale the campaign, hopefully to spend more money, to make more money, I will recommend to stabilize your campaign and optimize your campaign first. Let's find out what's working and what's not working in your campaign, making sure that everything is optimized before you start scaling. Because when it comes to scaling, if you do not have an optimized campaign, you might be scaling wrongly, whereby, like you might actually happen to kind of just kill your campaign. And a lot of people just scale break and start over again, scale break. And that's not something that I want you to get into. So if you've been doing that and you are looking for ways to kind of like achieve some stability in your campaign, feel free to reach out to me. Or you can simply just go to my Fiverr, click on find some of the links on my YouTube channel, and book a gig, book Facebook ads review gig on Fiverr, so that we can actually go through your campaign and hopefully to stabilize your campaign and optimize your campaign. On the other hand, if you've been running ads on Facebook and you can't seem to have, find good success with meta advertising, and you actually are looking for ways to kind of do it in a different way or better way or stabilized way, also feel free to reach out to me. What we can do is we will look through your past campaign and I will give you recommendations about what are the things that you can possibly do differently, hopefully to give you different results. All right. So that's what we have today. Now, and what I do here is I actually go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time to answer questions that I get from my community. So first thing first, if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising, meta advertising, it's Instagram advertising, I would recommend that you go to my YouTube channel and try to search for an answer on my YouTube channel, because I've posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel as we are making this video. Chances are I've covered something similar to what you're facing right now. So if you can find an answer, great, move on to do whatever you need to do next. And if you can't find an answer, which is fine, just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it forward and I'm going to screenshot and bring it up on the next Sunday to answer your questions live over here. So yeah, feel free to come back on the following Sunday to listen to my reply. Otherwise, you can always just watch the replay, which is fine. All right. So yeah, so that's what we do every Sunday night. And I would definitely welcome you to join me live to ask your questions. So if you're here watching this, even if you're watching the replay of this live, any questions, post as a comment. So yeah, so basically what we, after we go through all the questions, we will go back to the comment section and answer the questions that we have there. Or I would answer your question in the following Sunday. All right. So just in case you have something urgent and you have something that you don't want to, do it publicly, you want to have a one-on-one session with me, you can scan this QR code and it will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can book a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me where we can do whatever we need to do. I can answer your questions live on Zoom. You can share your screen. We can go do the screen walkthrough and everything to answer your questions, look through your setups and everything. All right. So yeah, if that's what you want to do, scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. Now, just in case you are new to meta advertising and you're looking for a structured way to learn meta advertising on your own, I would recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. So this is a 2.5-hour recorded training, which means once you sign up, you'll get access to the recording right away. And you always get the latest version of it because, from time to time when Facebook has major updates on the ads manager or whatever, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a re-recording of the whole thing. And every time we come back to that, you always see the latest version of it, the most updated version. Okay, so that's what I promise you. Now, so what do we have in this Facebook Ads Masterclass? Basically, we have 5 main things. First, I talk about the structure, the strategy that I use, and how to build that with step-by-step walkthrough. And then as we go along, we will talk about the objective selection when it comes to meta advertising, there are different objectives available. You want to make sure that you're choosing the right objective. Otherwise, you might be throwing money into the ocean. So that's the second thing. And third, we talk about audience targeting. I have some audience targeting techniques that I can actually share with you, hopefully to help you find your audience better. So that's the third part. And fourth part is the ad creative and copywriting. Now, I'm not really an expert in ads design and copywriting, but I work with clients from all around the world, and I first-hand information about what's working and what's not working, which I'm going to share with you in that module. And the fifth part, which is the last but not least, which is, in my opinion, which is, one of the most important thing for every meta advertisers to learn, is analytics and optimization, because it's so easy for everyone to start running ads on Facebook and Instagram, but how do you know whether you're doing the right thing or not? How do you analyze? How do you make sense of the numbers to give you confirmation that you are doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing? How do we fix when the campaign is not doing well? What are the metrics that we should be looking into to analyze and to diagnose and, to make the next steps? So that's what we cover in that. All right. So if you want to learn that, scan this QR code, sign up for it, and you'll get the live training. The recorded training right away. All right. Now, just in case, like I've people who come to me and say that, Jason, I've gone through enough training and learning, and can you just set it up for me so that I can actually learn from how you do it? Yes, I do take limited number of clients on a monthly basis to help you design your entire meta ad strategy and to set it up for you, with you. So it's going to be a 2-call session. The first call is about me understanding your goals, your direction or your budget allocation and whatever. So I would actually design a whole thing for you from the creative direction. I won't be able to set it up or design for you per se, but I would tell you what are the creatives that we should be looking for. Like, for example, let's say after analyzing a product and all that. So let's create videos for this that demonstrate the whole thing. And also we have some single images that does certain things and stuff. And I also recommend on the copywriting. So you would then go and create that. So yeah, if it involves landing page, I would also give you recommendations on the landing page itself. We will go through the landing page. I'll tell you that, look, this could be tweaked to have a different impact and stuff like that. So once we go through the discussion, you will go in and create whatever necessary change or the creative and whatnot. On the second call is where I would come in, you share your screen. I would use the screen control and I will set up the entire campaign as we discuss for you, in front of you, with you. So whoever who needs to watch this, invite them to the Zoom call. Otherwise, you'll get a recording. So yeah, treat this as your so-called personalized training for your team that you can use for a long time. So yeah, if that's what you want, scan this QR code, which it will also take you to my Fiverr gig. You can sign up through the gig for the gig, and right away we can actually schedule for our first discussion and do whatever we need to do right away. All right. So if that's what you're looking for, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. Now, the first question, in fact, this week I have a lot of questions, but all of them are just replying to my video, commenting on certain things. So they are not really technically questions. So this is the question that I get from Aisha. So Aisha is asking, if you add a new ads to a campaign, should we increase the budget since the budget will be split between two ads, as the old and the new one? Now, here's what I think. Now, you have to understand the first thing first when you're adding new creative in the same ad set or the same creative, depending on how you structure your campaign, but usually it's into the ad set. So let's say if you have the budget at the ad set level, you have to understand that the more ads you put into it doesn't mean each and every one of the ads will get equal distribution on the ads budget. Meaning if you spend $10 a day, for example, and you have two ads in it, one of the ads is going to get lion's share of the ads budget, meaning like they will probably get spent of like $8-9 on it, and the other one of them will probably only spend $1 or $2. Why? Because Facebook or Meta would actually spend, or because it's up to them. It's not an A/B split test. It's up to them to determine which ad may perform better, and they will spend more money on that. But here's the case. Not all the time they are doing the right decision. So they might be spending more money on the wrong one. So a few things. So first thing first, you can feel free to add new ads into the same ad set, but I would like to recommend to limit it to 5. Usually we try to limit it 3 to 5. And whether you need to increase the budget or not, it's actually up to you. we increase the budget because we want to kind of like test different creative. If the purpose of increasing the budget is to test different creative, I would rather you duplicate the ad set and do it as another one, meaning you put ad A at ad set A, ad B at ad set B, and each one you put $5. That will be a better split. But you have to make sure that you apply exclusion and all these. Otherwise, these two ads or these two ad sets will be competing among each other. So that's something you want to actually look into. So yeah, so basically the answer to answer your question is increasing budget is up to you. But if your purpose of increasing budget is to make sure that you spend more money on each ad, then I would rather you split the ad set, as in like, you have ad set A and ad set B. But that's not the only way to do it. You have to understand. So you can also say that I can just put it into the same ad set, but understand that not both ads are going to get equal distribution of the ad budget. So that's what I have for you. But having said that, adding new ads and all is not something necessary. So it's not carved on the stone that you have to keep creating new ads. But also, if you're actually doing testing, there are different ways of testing the ads. So I have to really look at the entire structure of your campaign to give you a proper recommendation. So basically, if you're running ads and you are looking to take it to the next level, and you want to look at whether is it time to put in new creative, because like I said, it may not be necessary, or is it time to split the ad set? Is it time to scale? How do we scale? So I would recommend that you scan this QR code. Let's book a one-on-one session to go through your entire campaign to decide what to do next. To be frank, you may not need to actually add new creative. If the creative within the ad set itself is already doing good, we may not want to interrupt whatever that we have in there, because the learning is actually quite important. We want to keep the learning so that it can keep getting us the result that we want at the cost that we are very comfortable with. So different way of structuring the structure, they are, okay? But we really need to look at what is your current situation now to really know the next best step. So if that's something that you're looking for, you want to have some strategic discussion to see what can you do next and what are the steps that you can take, scan this QR code. Let's book a one-on-one discussion, and I look forward to work with you. All right. So now the next question I get a lot. Well, every time I discuss with friends who talks about Facebook ads and all that, and every time I actually talk to some, like people who book my Fiverr gig, this is one of the questions that I get the most, which is how to fix Facebook Ads Learning Limited. Now, first thing first, Facebook Ads Learning Limited is not going to kill your campaign. What does it mean? It means the campaign or the ad set is not getting conversions or enough conversions to exit learning. So when they give you learning limited, what Meta is looking to tell you or trying to tell you is, look, it's not giving me enough data. You probably should consider increasing the budget so that we can spend more, get more result, exit learning. But if that's not something that you want to do, it's perfectly fine to keep it running, because a lot of people kill the campaign after they see this learning limited for a while. Here's the thing. Here's what I want to ask you first before you do anything. Do not get panicked just because there are some, yellow color triangles and stuff like that over there. But ask yourself this question: is the campaign doing all right? That's the key question to ask. Are you getting the result that you're comfortable with? And are you actually profitable? So if the campaign is doing all right, do not worry about learning limited, because as time goes by, it completes the learning. It's as simple as that. And as long as it's learning, you see, learning limited, like I say, it's not going to kill your campaign. So do not kill a campaign when you're in the learning limited. But then again, how do we know whether the campaign is doing good or not? You see, a few questions you have to ask yourself. My first question is, are you getting the result that you're comfortable with? Meaning, is the cost per conversion okay for you? And a lot of people ask me, what do you mean by okay cost per conversion? Now, you know your product margin, right? So let's say, for example, you're selling something at $10 and your margin is 50%. You know that you're not supposed to spend more than, $5 or is it $15 with? Am I right? So, you have to make sure that you're getting money. So let's say if you spend $5 to get one sale, and then you're making $10 per sale, like for example, which means you're breaking even. All right. So if you are able to get one sale at $4, that means you're profitable. So as long as you're profitable, this is how we do the calculation. Very simple. You don't need to ask the internet or whoever to know, is my campaign, is my ROAS all right? The ROAS is for you to decide. You tell me, what is your ROAS? What is the best ROAS for you, right? So first, if you're making money, fine, good. If you're not making money, try to find out what's happening. You see, do not just turn off the campaign just because you see a learning limited. Try to find out what's happening. Is it the CTR that is low, which indicates the creative can be better? That's one thing. Or is it because of the CPM that's high, which means you're probably targeting a very niche audience that is not able to help your campaign to reach more people with the budget that you're spending, hence the CPM is higher. So there are many reasons that can be hindering you from getting the result that you want. It's a lot more important for us to find out first before we do any action such as closing the campaign. So if you're having a campaign learning limited and you're not that comfortable with the result that you're getting and you want to know what's the next best step to take, I would recommend that you scan this QR code and let's book a one-on-one Facebook ads audit with me. So what we're going to do is three things. First, I'm going to build you a Meta Ads dashboard in your Ads Manager, which means I'll tell you, oh, these are all the metrics that you need to track and analyze in sequence, which I call it the dashboard in your Ads Manager. So you can always come back to this one in the future. And once we set up, I'm going to analyze your numbers for you, with you. And I will share with you how to analyze and stuff like that. So basically, you will get to know all this, you'll learn, and for you to be able to do this on your own in the future. So once we have this analyzed and all that, we will be able to build a plan. So I will probably tell you that, look, I think the creative is a low side. Let's test creative first. So if the creative is okay, then let's look at the next thing. Maybe test the landing page, move it to another page or a level deeper. Hopefully we can get more add to cart, for example, from that and so on and so forth. So you'll be able to have a very crystal clear, holistic picture about what's happening in your campaign and what can you do next in a plan. So instead of just get panicked because of learning limited and don't know what to do next and all that, let's get some certainty in your campaign to plan your next step. That's what I encourage you to do. So if that's something that you're looking for, scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. Now, the next question that I get a lot is about how do we reduce Facebook ads cost? I mean, this is a question that I discussed multiple times, but the other day I was just talking to some group of people and they are always, there are many different ways of reducing Facebook ads cost. And I want to tell you my way on how do you reduce Facebook ads cost. Now, first thing first, in fact, let's say if you're doing cost per lead, for example, one of the possible way to reduce cost per Facebook ads cost is actually to switch objective. Like I've got some clients who is getting very high cost per lead on the Messenger, on the Facebook lead form level, but when we switch it over to Messenger, it gets okay. You get what I mean? Sometimes because the audience itself has got different preferences in communicating with the businesses that they want to talk to. So they may not feel comfortable filling up the form because they feel that, oh, I might be compromising my information and stuff, but they feel comfortable to call you. So this is really another way that you can actually consider, because one of my clients in the United States, I forgot which, but they are doing this hotel. It's not really a hotel. It's more like a vacation rental kind of thing, which comes with hotel and some other equipments and stuff like that and packages. Their clients work so well. As in like they do so well with phone calls instead of doing lead form. So that's something that you can actually consider. So if you're doing lead gen, or even some of my clients get better result, even if they are in e-commerce, they get not so good result with sales objective, but if we switch it over to traffic, it seems to get better result because when you switch over to traffic, the cost per, the CPM and everything is going to be lower. So you're getting more clicks at a lower cost. If you are getting good quality of audience coming in, it might change the whole thing as well. So that's one thing that you can actually consider from the objective level. Now, the other angle to look at it is actually to test creative, because especially if you have low CTR, that means your CTR is not, your creative is not performing. Like when I say low, it means, let's say your CTR link click is at 0.4%. Our benchmark is 1%. I'm not saying that 0.4 is poor, but if you are not getting good result and your CTR is at the 0.4, I would recommend that we test different creative and hopefully to bump the CTR. Just imagine, if you're getting results at 0.4 right now, if I'm able to bump the CTR to 0.7, that means you have 60% increment in terms of the overall CTR, as in like you get 60% more clicks at the same amount that you're spending. Are you possibly going to get 60% more add to cart, purchase, or even leads, which is totally possible because everything starts from the very initial. So the ad creative is one of the angle. Of course, we have other things to look into, like your CPM, which is, let's test different audience targeting. Or you can actually look at the landing page, which means, well, I think the landing page is not really doing that well because there are some stops or pop-ups and all that is stopping, or there are all certain things that we can actually look into. But having said that, what I want to actually illustrate to you here is there are many ways to increase effectiveness of your Facebook ads campaign or to reduce your Facebook ads cost. It's really important for us to analyze first before we decide what to do next. So if you're looking to reduce your Facebook ads cost, you can't seem to find a very successful way to do that, I will recommend that you scan this QR code and let's book a one-on-one Facebook ads review to look at the entire campaign that you have here, and let's plan the next step. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 things together in the Zoom call. So first, I'm going to build you a Meta Ads dashboard in your Ads Manager. So I'm going to tell you that these are the metrics that you really need to track in sequence in your Ads Manager, so you can always come back to it. It's safe in your Ads Manager. So once we set up, I'm going to analyze the metrics for you, with you. So I would actually share with you like, oh, what is this CTR means? What is the benchmark supposed to be? And what does it do? What are we supposed to look at when CTR is low and stuff like that? I'm going to walk you through every single metrics that I line up for you. And once we analyze the whole thing, we would have built a plan. So this is actually your action plan. First, let's test creative. Second, let's test the landing page. Third, let's test different things and blah, blah, blah. So you're going to have a plan. So that's what we're going to do, So if you're running ads and you're not sure how to reduce your Facebook ads cost, and you like what I say, and you believe this is a better way, a better approach, or different approach, rather, to look at your campaign and find solution for the next step, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right, so yeah, these are the few questions that I get, and I'm just going to quickly go in and look at some of the questions that I get. So, all right, so yeah, first Akam is saying you're going to book a call in late October. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, look forward to that. And somebody on Facebook say long time no see. Hi, I can't see your name here. I'm sorry because the software has some limitation, but welcome to my live. It's been a while. I mean, if I know you, then, we probably haven't met for a long time. So Akam is asking, what are the ways Facebook ads different? In what ways are Facebook ads different from the one 5 years ago? Different interface, different objective, different detailed targeting options. A lot of things are different, but I won't be able to just pinpoint. But basically, it's definitely has evolved a lot if you talk about like 5 years ago. So yeah, it's a lot of things change actually. They are, right? Have they really changed that much? Yeah, I mean, a lot of things change on the surface, but fundamentally, in my opinion, what I believe is one thing, as long as you run ads, you should be able to get the result that you want at the cost that you're comfortable with. If you're not getting that yet, all we need to do is just optimization. That's why I always believe in optimization, and that becomes what I do. But yeah, because it's just a platform, you see. Meta ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, it's just a platform. But every platform has got, like its differences in terms of the setup and stuff and the audience behavior. But it really is about finding the best way to make the ad works for you. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for hopping by. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what we have here. I don't have more questions. I'm just gonna just wrap this one. Anyway, thanks for everyone who is joining me now. And thanks for watching. And if you're watching the replay, thank you. And yeah, any questions, just pop your question as a comment on my YouTube channel, on any of the videos. But if you want to have a one-on-one, scan this QR code and you can book a 30-minute Zoom call with me on Fiverr. As in like you can purchase the gig on Fiverr. We can have a Zoom call discussion to go through your campaign and stuff or whatever needed. And yeah, that's what we do. And, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. And have an awesome week. It's already end of Sep, right? Can you imagine that? It's entering the fourth quarter of the year. Amazing. So all the best, and see you next week. Good night. Bye.